All right, what do we got?
All right, Coach, obviously you're replacing Mitch Trubisky. What's it going to take for quarterbacks to not feel like they have to be the top 5 draft pick?
I don't think any of them expect to be Mitch Trubisky, and we don't want them to be Mitch Trubisky. We want them to be themselves. We want them to do a great job of making good decisions and taking care of the football. And if they do those things, then they're going to be okay. And then obviously they've got to be able to lead our football team.
Brandon's been on campus maybe about a month now. How is he starting to get involved and starting to build some chemistry with those guys?
Brandon got there and I went on vacation, so I really don't have a good feel for where he is and that, but that was something, and all 4 of those guys when we brought them in here, this being something new for me was how quickly can we integrate them into our team and them fit into the chemistry of our football team, because that's going to be crucial. It really is.
I'm not asking. Offensive line, the 2 guys that you brought in for the offensive line, is that even more of a concern than maybe quarterback, because there's so much cohesion that goes on there?
Yeah, you know how important those positions are, and those guys have to all be on the same page. And so Cam Dillard and
Khalil Rogers.
Thank you, Khalil Rogers. I mean, those guys have jumped in, from my understanding, and they've really spent a lot of time off the field together with our guys, and I think that's important.
Those 2 have been on campus a little longer than Brandon.
They have, yes.
I'm not asking you to handicap the quarterback race, but could you maybe take me through each guy and what you see currently as their strengths and maybe weaknesses?
Yeah, Nathan Elliott. Let's go. Nathan, a lefty that throws the ball well, has made good decisions in practice. Is the only guy there that has any experience on our football team right now in our offense. So that he's not going to be the fastest guy out there, but he can run the football. You go with Logan Bird. Logan's about 6'3", 225 pounds. Logan can run, has a really strong arm. Again, he is in that learning stage of learning the offense and being a guy that can have great presence behind the center. Chaz Surratt's a tremendous athlete, extremely fast, can run, can throw it. He's a lefty, has led his team to state championships, both on the football field and in basketball, and so a really good athlete that has a chance, I think, to be really good. And then you got Brandon Harris, who's a guy that I can tell you, coming out of high school, we thought really fit what we did. I mean, he can run, he can throw it, he's got a strong arm. It's going to be how quickly, and he's played in big games. So the guy's, he's not going to get rattled. He's thrown touchdowns, he's thrown interceptions, so he understands that part of it. So it's going to be, again, how quickly he can, learn everything and integrate into our football team.
Larry, how do you feel about
Depth at running back. Well, I mean, we're, we've only got one guy returned that had a carry. And so the rest of them are all going to be young. I mean, Stanton Truitt, who's a guy that's gotten experience coming out of Auburn, and then we brought in the 2 freshmen who both good players, but they hadn't carried a ball at this level. And it's usually not about the ball carrying ability; it's about protection, and how quickly they can learn the protections is going to determine how quickly they get on the field.
You guys
running back in any situation?
It's too early to tell you that. I don't know. I mean, if one of those guys establishes himself as the starter and becomes far superior than the other guys, he'll be on the field.
The talent you guys lost from last year, how hungry is the team to kind of prove that they can still be where they were last year?
I think the more you guys talk about the guys that left, the better it is for us, because that just makes those guys, it's motivation for them to prove who they are and that they're a good football player.
In terms of what the ACC did last year, National Championship, Heisman, how neat is it to play in a conference that's getting so much credibility going into the season?
Well, I think, coming into this league 5 years ago, something that we talked about in all of our meetings about what we needed to do to gain the national respect. Now we've reached that spot where we, you could say we were the premier football playing league in the country last year. And so, we've gotten to the top. Now it's how long can we sustain that? How long can we stay at the top? And that's a difficult task. And so it will be interesting. But I'm very proud to play in this league.
Larry, how big of a transition from Coach Chiswick to Coach Fedora? Or is there a continuity since he's already on staff?
Yeah, so when we hired Gene hadn't been a defense coordinator for about 10 years. So there were some things in the game that he needed to adjust to. So he leaned on JP. JP was the defense coordinator in Nebraska, so he leaned on him. So they put together the defense together. And so when Gene left, it was natural for JP to move into that spot. I think the transition has been very smooth. Then we hired 3 coaches. 2 of them were with JP at Nebraska, so they already understand it. Deke Adams was with me before, so I think it's been good.
How important is it having that defense be very good right away, considering the turnover on offense?
I think with as many young guys that are going to be playing offensively, I think the defense is going to need to play well so that those guys can grow up.
With all the young guys, do you change what you're going to do in camp this year to try to get guys ready for their new roles?
Well, we always in camp. To answer your question, no, we won't change many things because we try to get as many guys reps during camp because we know at some point they're going to have to help us throughout the season. Nobody makes it with their starting 11 all the way through, so we always develop those next level guys in everything we do, offense, defense, and special teams. So. We'll still get those guys a bunch of reps, and hopefully, we can. Someone will establish themselves early enough where they can start getting more reps at the quarterback position.
With 3 new coaches and a new coordinator, there's got to be some differences in defense. What are some things you expect?
Yeah, we were able to expand the defense. We're able to do more. We were more basic with what we did the last 2 years. For them learn now, those guys understand the base. So now it's JP being able to expand it to do more, so that we have more tackles for loss, more sacks, all of those things. So he added things to the package that our defense was able to handle.
Personality-wise, between Kuchis and Chiswick, any differences there in terms?
Gene was a very calm, collected. The way he talked, the way he did things with the team. JP's a little more excitable, a little more. They're 2 different people, different personalities. So I'm sure you're going to see some type of differences just based off personalities alone.
Regarding several graduate transfers, what's kind of your philosophy in terms of having that now as the grad transfers as part of your kind of recruiting puzzle to add to the other?
Well, it's the first time I've ever done it. So, I mean, for me, it's still, the jury's still out on how this is going to work, because I believe chemistry is so important in the football team, and how quickly can you get these guys integrated into your team. So, if it's something that we have success with, then it's something that I think that we'll continue to do. There's not like a list of guys out there that, hey, I'm going to be a graduate transfer. Are you interested in me? It's usually those guys reaching out to you.
Is it something that you did as a result of guys leaving early, or is it just a natural, this is out there, let's take advantage?
I think you're seeing it's happening across the country. More and more guys are doing it for whatever reason, and they're, so they're looking around themselves to find out where's the best fit for them. And obviously the success we've had the last few years and the development we've had with our players and the success they've had going on to the next level, I think, has played a big part in this.
Hey, Larry, talk about spending time with Michael Jordan, in the offseason. What was it like spending time
that
with him?
was phenomenal. I mean, to actually really spend time with the guy that's the greatest of all time. I mean, I can't say enough about the relationship that we have with the Jordan brand, how excited I am to be a part of Jumpman. I mean, it's perfection. It's the origin of flight. It's all those things. I mean that I'm excited about, and I think our players and it's already helped us in recruiting. The recruits are excited about it. Who doesn't want to wear a pair of J's? I mean, so it's it's been great to this point, and I look forward to it in the future.
I'm super busy doing football, but does it make you want to come down here and watch more NBA games because of that connection with him?
Anytime I can be around him, I mean, I want to do it. I mean, we were fortunate enough to spend about 4 days this summer together, my wife and him and his wife and quite a few of the athletes that represent his brand. I mean, so that was a great time, a really eye-opening experience.
Hey, Larry, talk about.
So many coaching teams looking for new quarterbacks. I mean, do you look around your locker room and go, well, why not this year?
Well, how many? All right, let's think about last year at this time. You got a new quarterback, Mr. Trubisky. What's he going to do? I mean, and he ends up blowing it up and becoming the second pick of the draft. Who knows who that next guy is going to be this year? But it can happen. I mean, why can't it? I mean, and so why can't it be us? I know probably out there a lot of people don't think that we're going to do much this year, and I think that's a good thing. So, pick us low. I mean, I would much rather prefer that. I think that'll be a good thing for our program.
In a perfect world, when would you want to name a quarterback, and how do you feel about
perfect world?
Having full quarterback?
Last spring. I mean, in a perfect world.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the sooner the better, you know. But to do that, somebody's got to establish themselves as the starter. You know, if it goes till the day before the Cal game, then it will. I mean, but somebody's got to distinguish themselves as the guy that needs to be our starter.
Do you feel like you use those 4 guys, or do you try to narrow it down to 2 if you're still kind of unsettled over here? It's hard to say.
That's hard to say at this point. You know, hopefully I'll get a better feel as we get into camp. I mean, and somebody's got to separate themselves. And if it's 2 guys that separate themselves, you know, we'll work with those 2. We'll see.